Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another match preview on All for United. I am your host, Temi, aka Temi Talks United, and everyone who is joining us right now, make sure to go to youtube.com/All for United. Hit that like button. We want to get to 20 likes today. If we can get to 20 likes live on the stream, everyone has a chance to get entered into a hat, get some great apparel from Football Town or Football Town apparel, and be entered into that competition and win some great prizes. So again, youtube.com/All for United. Get those likes up. Drop your name in the comments. I'm going to ask a question at the end of the show if we get to 20 likes. And I have some great reds for us. We're going to talk Manchester United versus Arsenal today. I got my guy Keem with me. I got Andrew with me. I got Hammer United, a great squad. We're going to be talking all things Manchester United versus Arsenal. But before we do that, I want us to quickly touch on the Sheffield United game. Obviously disappointing loss for us. We were on a great run of form. It kind of the worst way to, lose a match to the worst team in the league. But real quick, I'm gonna start with my guy Keen. What do you feel about that game? Is it more of just a blip in the road, or do we think this is something that we should be worried about?
Well, I think when you look at that game against Sheffield United, I think it was just one of them games where we came up against a low block and we didn't have an answer. And look, I think when there's been so many games this season when we've come from behind and we've managed to bail ourselves out with bits of individual brilliance, and that didn't come yesterday. And I think when you consider at home, we have dropped points this season against teams who are parked the bus. And again, yesterday, that was evident again. And I think for Manchester United, it's very important that we put that game now in the back of our minds. That needs to leave, because we have a massive game against Arsenal. And we're coming up against a team who is on form. I think yesterday, yes, it's very frustrating. I think we had a lot of passengers in the team yesterday. I think as the team as a whole, we didn't play well. I don't think if we go into the game with the same attitude against Arsenal, we might come unstuck. So for me, poor performance all around. But look, we have to move on to bigger things against Arsenal the weekend.
No, completely agree with that. That's a great way to summarize that game. I think it was personally a blip in the road. There's great points about us relying on individual brilliance. I think us as a team, we need to, find a way to dominate games. We've been winning too many games by only one goal. We need to have that effect where we're winning games by 2-3 goals. So we're not always chasing a game or nervous that a team is going to draw, right before the game ends. But talking about Arsenal, yeah, they're looking okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're not all that, but it's always Manchester United versus Arsenal is always a tough matchup. They could be bottom of the league. They could be mid-table where they are, and it's still going to be a tough match. You know what I'm saying? Hammer, tell me how you feel about this Arsenal game. Are you nervous, especially after the loss to Sheffield? How much pressure do you think is on the boys during the weekend?
Yeah. Oh man, I think there's a lot of pressure. I think that people are. I thought we had gone past some of the mental struggles in the way that we were coming back in some games, but it's starting to look like that might not be true. So I think this game is going to make people want to see, okay, are they going to have an answer, or are they going to start the game slow with their heads down after getting, a bad defeat? And with Arsenal, it's Arsenal. They're like, you don't know what you're going to get, right? I think in one of the previous shows, somebody said that you don't know if you're going to get a really good Arsenal or you're going to get the shit Arsenal. So I guess, yes, like you said, they're all right, but it's a flip of the coin of which type of Arsenal you're going to get. And it's going to be up to us to have a reaction after that bad loss, though.
No, completely agree. Let's get right into the comments. But Vinit Jain says, team's got to have a massive reaction, still very much in the mix. We go again, bring on the arrogant Gunners. Yeah, no, that's a great way to just kind of highlight what this matchup is. We have to have a reaction. If we can beat Arsenal after that embarrassing loss, it's almost like honestly, it's like the loss that didn't happen to Sheffield United. If we dominate Arsenal, going back to our first performance, the last performance against Arsenal, so poor. The 1-0 loss, so poor. El Neni and Partey dominated us. And speaking of that, what do you think, Andrew? I'm going to come to you. What do you think we should do tactically in that midfield and the double pivot? I think that was somewhere we struggled the last game against Arsenal. What do you think we should do tactically? What do you think Ollie's going to do to make changes in this game?
I think one of the changes probably would be bring Fred back into the side. We did miss him last night. And I mean, that second goal we conceded, the playground defending. I mean, because Rio Ferdinand on BT Sport, he was analysing that defending. It was like Matic and Martial weren't closing the players down. And I think if Fred had been in that, sitting in just in front of the defence, he would have been like chasing that ball down, trying to close them down, trying to not let them get that ball through. So definitely Fred was one player that definitely needs to come back in. Maybe Cavani will start on Saturday. I think Martial didn't have his best game. And I mean, from last night, the performance, it was excruciating to watch. I mean, we're slow in our attack, just lacking in the final third. The front three of Greenwood, Martial and Rashford, they just didn't seem to connect. And Bruno and Pogba, they just didn't have their influence on the match and couldn't spark any life into United. I mean, we could say about the refereeing decisions, the inconsistency with their first goal and being allowed, and clearly when De Gea was pushed, and then we're having our goal disallowed from Martial. But besides that refereeing decisions, United just didn't play very well. But I just thought when we got back into the game after Maguire's equaliser and Cavani coming on, I thought we would have kicked on, got the win, but set pieces and defending again, like throughout this season, has ended up costing us.
No, big time. That is a huge call out. I think the set piece defending all season has been atrocious. It was atrocious last season too. It's like nothing has happened from last year to this year. I think one of the big improvements we've seen from last year to this year is we've been able to grind out results. Whereas last year, we would have lost to West Brom. West Brom, we won 1-0 this year. We would have drawn that game. Wolves 1-0. We would have drawn that game. I think there's definitely improvements, but we're still relying on those bits of individual brilliance. And we relied on individual brilliance from Bruno, Rashford, Anthony Martial, top goal scorer last year. Can't get a kick right now, and it's tough. Let's talk about that forward line a little bit. Everyone who watches this show knows how I feel about Anthony Martial. One of my favorite players. But he's struggling, and I think he needs a break. I think he needs a mental kind of detox, especially the things that happened over the past couple of days with this whole racist abuse on top of his poor performance. Same thing with Axel. I think he might need a mental break away from it. First of all, let me get something out of the way. For all of you who think you are tough enough to go on Twitter and post stuff about people and not show your faces and hide and run, trust me, you would never say that to our faces. You would never say that to my face. So continue to do it. Continue to do it. You will be found out. You will be found out. Anything that you do, any negative energy you put out to the world comes back to you. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. Anyway, I got that off my chest. Let's talk about the forward line, Keen. Who do you think needs to start in that front three? I think, in my opinion, Cavani needs to start. Definitely. I think he was rested for this game anyway. But what do you think the front three is going to look like against Arsenal?
So I think Edison Cavani, I think up front, I think against Arsenal is very crucial. I think his movement up top is different to all the rest of the strikers we have. And again, he's someone with a half a chance you fancy him to score. I think Marcus Rashford will be on the right-hand side. I think the reason why I say that is because we're going to play McTominay and Fred in midfield, which means Paul Pogba is going to be moved out to the left-hand side, out to that inverted left side of role that he's played. And actually, he's quite excelled there when he's played there this season. So I think we're going to see a front three of the Rashford, Cavani and Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba will have more kind of freedom in his role. And that's just down to the fact that we're going to see Scott McTominay and Fred come back in the double pivot this weekend.
No, that's a great call out. Great call out. I'm seeing some comments here. Yeah, Martial should be dropped. I would agree with that, even though he's my favorite player. Definitely think he should be dropped. I think he needs to get his head clear. I don't think it's as bad as everyone's making it seem, but no, he definitely needs to be dropped. Get some time away from the game to kind of regroup and refocus. And the call out for Pogba playing on the left, I think that's a great call out. I think he's done his defensive work when he stayed on the left. On the right versus Liverpool when he was there, I think he did a great job defensively as well. Talk about that. Let Hammer talk about that midfield of Fred and McTominay. A lot of people are critical of it, you know what I'm saying? And even I'm critical of it at times. But we saw how how crucial they were when we against Sheffield. We missed them. It's very obvious we missed that energy. Andrew talked about the second goal. There's no way that second goal happens if Fred and McTominay are there. I'm so confident about that. Talk to me about maybe how underrated, or do you think they're underrated in our fan base?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I'm also somebody who ends up being critical of Fred and McTominay. But as you said, yes, they were missed yesterday, and I think what they bring that other players don't necessarily bring or are able to bring on their own is like a stability to that base, right? Of people, we're always talking about we need to go get that holding midfielder and everything like that. But they're the ones that have to do that job right now. And when they aren't there, there seems to be too much space and too much freedom for other teams to try to get on things. And I just think that they're not necessarily underrated. I don't think so. I think they're properly rated. I think they're very important to the team, but some of the criticism in the sense that, we can't afford, we're essentially, and I've heard people say before, we're creating one player with the two. So in the team that we have right now, they're needed for that stability and for that base strength. But, going forward, we need to get that holding midfield.
No, I agree. I completely agree with that. I think that's a great way to put that. That's a great way to put it. I think they're kind of fairly judged. I think, Fred brings some certain things to the table. McTominay, they both bring energy, obviously. Fred brings a little bit better, a bit better passing to me in terms of, going forward. I think his passing's a bit better. I think McTominay is a stronger player. I think he wins headers. He can score a goal too, where, Fred can't shoot for shit. You know what I'm saying? I think they both bring different, could make them one player. Oh my goodness. And let's get in the comments here. Jacob OC says we really need a new central midfielder, central defensive midfielder. I completely agree. It could be an Indeed type who's more combative. It could be a Declan Rice type who's a little bit more like Matic, likes to spray passes around.
If you don't mind me saying something real quick.
Go ahead.
Sorry, man. I just want to say, I think it should be an Indeed type. I feel like the next few players we sign need to be those bastard type players that people keep talking about.
No, I would agree with that.
Let's get in the comments then.
No, exactly. Like a Roy Keane. I mean, there's only one Roy Keane. Let's be honest. Let's get in the comments real quick. Everyone, somebody give me a like count. Are we at 20 likes yet? If we're at 20 likes, we're gonna start entering names. We're gonna start entering names into their Football Town apparel. We're gonna start entering names into a hat to win prizes from Football Town apparel. I think I got it right that time. But let's get in the comments real quick. That winning goal for Sheffield United is right up there with the Istanbul goal for the worst. 100%. Couldn't agree more. We need 4 more top class players and 2 summer windows. I would agree with that. East class. Yeah, no, 100% agree with that. Andrew, let's talk about Arsenal a little bit. Do they worry you at all? Do you think this is a game that do you think a United result can kind of trickle into this Arsenal game, or do you think that we're going to show some resolve and bounce back? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this.
So, Ollie will want to see a reaction from the players. I mean, after the Liverpool game, he said, "I want them to show that same focus and determination," which obviously we didn't see Wednesday night. But I say it might just the loss on last night. One might be the kick that those players need, and obviously being a reality check if we are to become title contenders. So it is important for us to react to this. I mean, Arsenal coming into this fixture, in the league, they have been in a good run of form. They've won the last 5 or 6 games. And, I mean, they won on Tuesday night, beating Southampton after they knocked them out of the FA Cup on the previous weekend. But, I mean, Man, I think they're the only they picked up 16 of the last 18 points, and only Man City have picked up more than them. So it's say Arsenal are coming into some form. And, I mean, who
scares you? Sorry to cut you off, Andrew. Who scares you the most in Arsenal's lineup? Who's the players that kind of worry you the most?
I don't know whether he would be playing or not, but I know Arteta said he's out for personal reasons at the moment, Aubameyang, but I don't think he's likely to be back. But the other player that is starting to be a lot more of the threat this season is a Saka. Him down on the wing, he can cause a lot of problems, and if, as I say, he could cause our defence a few problems if he's whipping crosses in or, say, trying to take a few set pieces. So if Aubameyang's not playing, then it would be Saka the main threat that we have to combat on that one.
No, that's a great call out. I love Bukayo Saka, my Nigerian brother who's playing for England. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all good. I respect it. No, this is everyone. Make sure to hit that like button. I want to get some people, getting some prizes. If you're watching on Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Jump over to youtube.com/allforunited for a chance to win some great merchandise from Football Town Apparel. We've already entered a bunch of names into the competition. And we're gonna give out some prizes when we get to 2.5K subscribers. We're not too far away right now. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let your friends know that if they subscribe, they have a chance to win some great apparel. So stay tuned, everybody. Yeah, Jacob Aziz in the comments says Lacazette on this day is very dangerous. Hasn't been the same for a few years. That's a fair call out, though. I mean, that's a fair call out. Definitely Bukayo Saka. But I genuinely think we're going to win this game, and this is. I'm usually pretty honest in my assessment. I try to be as level-headed as I can when I assess Manchester United. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, I mean, I've been pissed for the past 24 hours, and pretty much every Manchester United fan has been pissed for the past 24 hours. So maybe my judgment's a little bit clouded. You know what I'm saying? But I've just been thinking about it while I was working today. Like, we're gonna win this game. There's an energy we've had all season that I can't explain. You know what I'm saying? Within that locker room, within the locker room, the players have been, aside from that second goal, the players have been giving 100%, in my opinion, all year. They've been working hard. Players who have been called lazy have been showing themselves again, bar the Sheffield United game. And I think this is going to be the type of game that shows the world, not just the Premier League, the world that we're trying to win this league and we're not playing around. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I just have that feeling within me. Keen, talk me out of this. Tell me I'm wrong right now. Tell me that everything I'm thinking is just crazy talk. I'm just being a biased United fan.
Like, look, when you look at the Sheffield United game, Temi, like, I think the second goal, we kind of seen a lack of desire to get the ball back from all parts, and it's something that we don't associate with Man United this year. When you think about our midfield, you look at McTominay and Fred. Yes, they're probably not the most productive midfielders in an attacking sense, but what they do give us in midfield is that aggressiveness and the willingness to win the ball back, and they'll always put in 110%. I think, yes, when you have Nemanja Matic there as a holding midfielder, his legs are gone, and I think that's what we that was evident yesterday in Sheffield United, like John Fleck. In midfield, they pressed them really high, and that hindered us yesterday. But when you look at this Arsenal game, Manchester United fans, we should be confident considering we're the best away team in England this season. Like, we haven't lost an away game all season in the league. So, like, for us, it's probably better for us that we're playing away from home, because Arsenal will have the onus of being the home team, and they'll have to come out and attack, which doesn't suit Arsenal. Arsenal like sitting back in the break, and Arsenal, they like parking the bus and then hitting you on the counter with like Aubameyang and Saka and Lacazette. So, like, when in that respect, this game could very well fall into Manchester United's hands, because Arsenal are the home team and they have to come out and attack. Which, look, if they try to go toe to toe with Man United in an attacking sense, they're in very, very big trouble.
No, that is a great point. Our away form this is one of the weirdest seasons ever. I just can't think of a season that's been so backwards. Normally Old Trafford is a fortress, no matter what our formers look like. Our away form over the past couple of years has been okay, decent, but this year it's the best in the league. And Keen, you really brought up a great point. I didn't really think about it that much. I didn't think too deeply about us being away and not having to worry about the onus. If Arsenal tries to play football against us, oh my goodness, I can see a 3-0. I can truly see a 3-0. A Leeds United type of beat down. And I hope that happens. I hope that does happen. But we're coming up on time, guys. I want to get score predictions really quick. I'm going to start with Hamma. What do you think? What do you think that? What do you think the score is going to be? Do you think it's going to be a low-scoring game? Do you think we're going to win the game? And give me your first goal score.
Yeah, all right. I think I want to be positive, so I think it's going to be not an overly high scoring game, and I think we will win. I'll go, let's say 2-0. And I think the team is going to come out with some mentality that, okay, yeah, we need to have a reaction after that bad of a loss. And I remember somebody saying in the previous show that one thing that they can give Ole credit for is he knows how to get these guys going. So I'm expecting Ole to have ripped into them after that type of loss. And as for the first goal scorer, I'll go with Pogba.
That's that. I like that. I like that first goal scorer. Andrew,
yeah.
Give me some of your final thoughts. What do you think the score is going to be? Give me your first goal scorer and give me a realistic. Give me your head prediction and give me your heart prediction.
So yeah, I think it's going to be saying a low scoring game. I think we're both going to be like cagey. Well, it's going to be a very open game, but both teams are not going to be wanting to make mistakes that could end up costing them. So I would say it's probably going to be ending up probably we're going for 1-0 to United, but it'll be important to see how United react after last night's defeats and show our true credentials. Because I say we want to get back into the race for the title. I mean, we had the setback last night, and those players have just got to step up now. And in terms of a goal scorer, if Solskjaer plays Cavani, I think Cavani will get the only goal. He'll be the decider in that game.
That is a bold statement. I love that. Cavani. It's not a bold statement. It's something when United fans want to hear. Cavani coming in, scoring against Arsenal. Oh my goodness, I would be over the moon. And I'm gonna get Keen's final thoughts really quick. You're on mute before just to let you know, Keen. Keen, give me your first goal scorer. Give me your score predictions and how you think this game's gonna pan out.
Look, I think for me, the first goal scorer is going to be Bruno Fernandes, and I think it's going to be Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot. Also, I just had to throw that in there. I say this every week, it just sparks a reaction. But like when you actually look at Manchester United, I think again, as I will reiterate, I think it's very good that we're away from home because the onus is on Arsenal. They're a team that's in form. They're going to have to come out and attack, which I think we're going to pick them off, honestly. The interesting point, though, Manchester United in their last 5 games at the Emirates, we've lost 4. So in recent years in the league at the Emirates, we haven't done so well. But when you actually consider Arsenal's form at the moment, anytime we've gone to Arsenal's ground the last couple of years, we've been in the informed team. At the moment, the form book would suggest Arsenal are the informed team. When you think about their couple of games unbeaten run at the moment. So all things considered, I think United are going to pick them off. I think it's going to be 3-1 Manchester United, and I think Bruno Fernandes is going to score the first goal.
Wow, 3-1. Okay, so I got a 3-1 from Keane. I got a 2-0 from Hamma. I got a 1-0 from Andrew. I am going to go with a 1-0. I agree with Andrew on that one. I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm expecting 3 at the back from Arsenal. We usually play with 1 true number 9. It's not going to be an easy game by any means, but I think it's going to be a wonder goal from Paul Pogba or Bruno. But I'm going to get Paul Pogba today. I think it's going to be one of those type of games where we need some individual brilliance again to kind of bring us out of it. And I see some predictions here. Stuart O'Hare's predicting a draw. I'm not mad at that. I like the realistic predictions. I'm not mad at that at all. But yeah, no, I'm predicting a 1-0. I think a cagey game, just like Andrew said and Hamma said. And I think it's going to be that type of game that brings the mood back, moves the good energy back. There's been so much negativity over the past 24 hours. It's been kind of annoying seeing Manchester United fans fight each other, seeing Manchester United fans spew racism, seeing Manchester United fans, abuse players. And, I think this weekend is going to be a weekend where we can all come back, get a good win, and get that good feeling again. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna feel that. I really think that's gonna happen. And yeah, no, Paul Pogba first goal scorer, wonder goal. I'm predicting it right now. 0-3 United always won the beast. Very funny comment. But yeah, no, I think will Pogba start? Do we think 100%? He's definitely starting. I think
definitely playing on the left.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think he is going to play on the left. I think Martial's not going to play in this game. Definitely after everything that's happened this week. That's a good call out. I think he will start on the left. And yeah, no, I think this is going to be a game for him where he shows out and proves that he's one of the best players in the world. But anyway, guys, we're coming up on a wrap up. Everyone, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get us to 2.5K subscribers so everyone who watches us has a chance to get some cool merchandise from Football Town Apparel. I'm saying it again. Get us to 2.5K subscribers so we can get some. So one of you guys can, not me. I'm not in the poll and whatever. But one of you guys can get some great apparel from Football Town Apparel. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you to my great panel here with me. All of you are top guys, top Reds. Amazing people. We appreciate you guys. And everyone, make sure to subscribe again. I'm saying it one more time. We will see you all very, very shortly. Deuces.